Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're going deep on the art of public speaking.
Ooh, public speaking.
You know you want to be a more confident speaker,
Right.
whether it's at work or just in your personal life, and we're going to help you get there.
I like it.
We've got tips from Harvard Business School,
Yeah.
techniques from a platform called Yoodly. They do AI-powered speech coaching.
Okay.
We're also going to look at the psychology of stage fright, and we're even going to peek into the world of debates a little bit.
Oh, wow.
Our mission with this deep dive is to give you the knowledge and, more importantly, the confidence to really own any stage.
Love it. You know what's so fascinating about public speaking, though?
What's that?
For many people, it's scarier than facing actual danger. Like, we as humans have this deep-seated fear of being judged.
Oh, yeah.
And it goes way back to, our earliest ancestors.
Interesting.
So think about it. Standing up in front of a crowd, it's kind of like being in a spotlight,
Right.
exposed to everyone.
To the scrutiny of the tribe.
Exactly.
I've definitely felt that spotlight effect, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Me too.
But our sources seem to think that nervousness isn't necessarily a bad thing. It can actually work in our favor.
Oh, so?
Well, when you get nervous, your body releases adrenaline, right?
Right.
And that's the same fight or flight response that we have
Oh, yeah.
that helps us react quickly in dangerous situations.
Makes sense.
But in the context of public speaking, that burst of energy can actually make you more alert,
Uh-huh.
more focused,
Right.
ready to deliver your message with impact.
So instead of trying to get rid of those butterflies,
It's butterfly
you
energy.
should try to, harness them.
Exactly.
Marjorie North, who's an expert from Harvard Business School,
Yeah.
she really emphasizes this.
Okay.
She says that we can reframe those pre-speech jitters as excitement.
I like that.
So instead of thinking, oh no, I'm gonna mess this up, we can shift our mindset and be like, I'm so excited to share this amazing information.
That's a really cool way to look at it.
Yeah.
It's amazing how just a simple shift in perspective can make such a big difference.
It really is.
It's all about controlling your internal narrative.
You got it.
Now, are there any other practical tips that we can use to calm those pre-speech nerves?
Absolutely. One really powerful technique is to just focus on your breath.
Okay.
Deep, slow breathing.
Mm-hmm.
It can help calm your nervous system and quiet those anxious thoughts.
So deep breaths.
Deep breaths.
Reframing our nervousness as excitement.
Yes.
Anything
Like,
else?
Visualization can also be really powerful.
Okay.
Before you take the stage, close your eyes and imagine yourself delivering this confident, engaging speech.
Okay.
Picture the audience responding positively, nodding along, really connecting with your message.
Like a mental rehearsal.
Exactly. It can help reduce anxiety and boost your confidence.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
It's like creating that positive feedback loop in your mind before you even step on stage.
You got it. And of course, nothing beats practice. The more familiar you are with your material, the more confident you'll feel delivering it.
Practice makes perfect.
Right. You can practice in front of a mirror,
Uh-huh.
record yourself, or even give your speech to a friend or family member.
Yeah.
Every time you practice, you're building that confidence muscle.
Getting one step closer to owning the stage.
Exactly.
All this talk about nerves, though,
Yeah.
it makes it sound like public speaking is all about overcoming fear.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't there more to it than that?
Absolutely.
Right.
While managing your fear is crucial,
All right.
a truly great speech is about so much more than just getting through it without fainting.
Right.
It's about connecting with your audience, sharing your message in a way that resonates, and leaving a lasting impact.
Okay.
And that brings us to the next crucial element, crafting your message.
Okay, so let's shift gears and talk about content.
Yes.
Where do we even begin when it comes to building a speech that truly captivates an audience?
Well, the first and most important step is to remember that a great speech isn't about you. It's about them, your audience.
Right.
You need to understand who you're speaking to, their interests, their expectations, their level of knowledge.
So it's like we need to gather intel on our audience before we even start writing.
Exactly. Ask yourself, why are they here?
Okay.
What are they hoping to learn? What kind of language will resonate with them?
Yeah.
This understanding will shape everything from your word choice, to the complexity of your ideas, to the overall tone of your presentation.
I've definitely sat through some speeches where it felt like the speaker was talking over everyone's heads.
Oh, yeah.
Like using jargon or assuming a level of knowledge that just wasn't there.
Right. You don't want to oversimplify your message either, though.
True.
If you're speaking to a highly knowledgeable audience,
Like
it's about finding that sweet spot.
that balance.
Respecting your audience's intelligence while still making your ideas accessible and engaging.
Makes sense.
So knowing your audience is key.
What else should we keep in mind when crafting our message?
Structure is incredibly important. Okay.
A well-structured speech is like a well-built house.
Interesting.
It has a strong foundation, a clear framework, and a logical flow that guides the audience from point A to point B.
So how do we create that structure?
Think of your speech as a story.
Okay.
Even if you're presenting factual information,
Okay.
you want to start with a strong opening that grabs the audience's attention. So maybe that's a surprising statistic, a thought-provoking question, or a personal anecdote.
Okay.
Then you clearly lay out your main points, use transitions to connect the ideas and guide the audience along.
Right.
And finally, you want to end with a memorable conclusion that summarizes your key takeaways and leaves the audience with something to think about.
I like that analogy of a story. It makes the whole process feel less intimidating and more like something we can all relate to.
Yeah.
Speaking of stories, one of our sources, The Art of Public Speaking, emphasized the power of storytelling to make a speech more engaging and memorable.
Absolutely.
Can you elaborate on that a bit? Well, stories are incredibly powerful because they tap into our emotions.
Okay.
They help us connect with information on a deeper level. Dry facts and figures they might inform. But stories are what truly resonate and linger in the mind long after the speech is over.
So how do we weave stories into our speeches effectively?
Think about the key points you want to make and ask yourself, is there a personal anecdote, a historical example, or even a fictional narrative that can illustrate this point in a way that's relatable and engaging? Maybe you're talking about the importance of perseverance. And you share a story about a time you overcame a major challenge in your own life. Or perhaps you're presenting on the impact of climate change. And you use a story about a community struggling with the effects of rising sea levels to bring the issue to life.
Those are great examples.
Yeah.
It's like stories give our messages wings.
I like that.
They make them fly higher and reach further into the hearts and minds of our audience. So we've covered conquering fear.
Yes.
Crafting our message. What about the actual delivery?
The how of public speaking.
Yeah. Like, what do we do with our hands?
Right.
Do we make eye contact with everyone?
All that good stuff. Don't worry, we're going to get into all of that.
Okay.
Delivery is just as important as content.
I believe.
Because how you say something can be just as impactful as what you say.
Makes sense.
But I think we've covered a lot of ground already.
Yeah, we have.
It's probably a good time to take a break and let our listeners digest all this great information.
That's a great idea. We'll be back in a moment to continue our deep dive into the art of public speaking with a special focus on delivery techniques that will make you a more confident and captivating speaker.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Welcome back. Before the break, we were talking about calming those pre-speech jitters and crafting a message that resonates.
Right.
Now let's dive into the delivery.
Okay.
The how of public speaking.
Perfect.
Okay.
Because I know you've got some great insights from our sources on how to really own the stage.
I do. But first, I'd love to circle back to something we touched on earlier.
Okay.
Debates.
Oh, yeah, debates.
They seem like the ultimate test of public speaking skills, don't they?
They do. You have to, think on your feet.
Right.
Stay calm under pressure.
And deliver those persuasive arguments.
Exactly.
Our source, The Art of Public Speaking Confidence, is key.
Okay.
The one that dives into debates. It explains how debates push you to think critically and communicate effectively.
Okay.
And those skills are valuable far beyond the podium.
So it's not just about winning the argument.
Not at all.
Gotcha.
Debates are really about understanding the issue from multiple perspectives and then articulating your position clearly and convincingly. It's like a mental sparring match.
I like that.
It sharpens your thinking.
And forces you to consider viewpoints that might challenge your own.
Exactly.
I can see how that would be helpful in all sorts of situations.
Right.
Not just formal debates.
Exactly.
Like negotiating a raise with your boss.
That.
Or even just trying to convince your partner to try a new restaurant.
It's true. Debates teach you to listen actively, anticipate counterpoints, and respond thoughtfully.
Yeah.
And all of those are essential for effective communication no matter what the setting is.
Okay, so debates are a great way to hone our public speaking skills.
They are.
But I'm still curious about those delivery techniques.
Okay.
You know, the nuts and bolts of how to stand, how to use our voice, how to make eye contact, all that good stuff.
You got it. Let's get into that.
Oh.
Our source on AI-powered speech coaching.
Yoodly.
Yoodly provides some great insights.
Okay.
It emphasizes the importance of body language,
Okay.
good posture, natural gestures, and consistent eye contact. All of those convey confidence and authenticity.
It's like our bodies are speaking even before we open our mouths.
Exactly. Imagine a speaker who's hunched over, fidgeting, and avoiding eye contact. What kind of message does that send?
Definitely not a message of confidence or authority.
Right. On the other hand, a speaker who stands tall,
Okay.
makes natural gestures, and connects with the audience through eye contact,
Yeah.
they immediately command attention and respect.
So posture is power.
It is. What about gestures, though?
Yeah. Should we be practicing specific hand movements? Or is it more about just letting them happen naturally?
It's a bit of both.
Okay.
You don't want to look stiff and robotic,
So,
but you also don't want your hands flapping around like startled birds.
right.
The key is to use gestures that feel natural and support your message.
Okay, so for example.
For example, if you're talking about a big idea, you might spread your arms wide.
Okay.
Or if you're listing 3 points, you might use your fingers to count them off.
Those are good examples.
Yeah.
It's like our gestures are another language
Right.
that we can use to communicate with our audience.
I like that. Now, what about eye contact?
Yeah. Is it better to scan the room, or should we try to make eye contact with each individual person?
It's a delicate balance.
Hi.
You don't want to stare down one person and make them uncomfortable,
Yeah.
but you also don't want your eyes darting around the room like you're looking for the exit.
Right.
The best approach is to try to connect with individuals in the audience for a few seconds at a time.
Sweet.
Just make them feel like you're speaking directly to them.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
It's about creating those individual connections
Right.
while still engaging the entire audience.
Exactly. Now, our source, The Art of Public Speaking Confidence, is key.
Okay.
It also cautioned against certain nervous habits,
Look what?
like crossing your legs or fiddling with your hands.
Oh yeah, I'd do that.
Those types of movements
Yeah.
that can be incredibly distracting, and they can really undermine your credibility.
Oh yeah?
It's like your body is betraying your inner anxieties,
Yeah.
even if you're trying to project confidence.
So self-awareness is key.
Absolutely. Record yourself practicing your speech and then watch it back critically.
Okay.
You might be surprised at the little things you do without even realizing it.
Right. It's like having your own personal speech coach.
Exactly. And once you're aware of those habits,
Yeah.
you can start working on minimizing them.
That's a great tip. Speaking of coaching,
Yes,
Yoodly also highlighted the importance of voice modulation.
you're right. Voice modulation, varying your tone and pace, it's incredibly powerful.
Good.
Think of your voice like a musical instrument.
Okay.
A flat monotone is like playing one note over and over.
Right.
Puts people to sleep.
It does.
But a well-placed pause, a change in pitch, or an increase in volume,
Yeah.
those things can emphasize key points and bring your message to life.
It's like adding those dramatic flourishes to a piece of music.
Exactly. And speaking of drama,
Yes. Let's not forget about our source on debates.
right.
It stressed the importance of not only presenting your arguments clearly, but also doing so with conviction.
Absolutely. In a debate, passion and conviction can be just as persuasive as logic and evidence.
Okay.
If you believe in what you're saying, your audience is more likely to believe it too.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
It's about conveying that you're not just going through the motions,
Right.
but that you genuinely care about what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that brings us back to the core theme of confidence.
Confidence.
In debates, as in all forms of public speaking, confidence isn't about being arrogant or overbearing.
Okay.
It's about believing in yourself and your message.
Even when faced with opposition or challenging questions.
Exactly. And that confidence comes from preparation,
Okay.
practice, and a deep understanding of your topic.
The more you know, the more confident you'll feel.
Right.
And the more effectively you'll be able to communicate your message.
Absolutely.
That's really inspiring.
Okay.
I feel like we've covered a lot of ground today.
Me too.
From the psychology of fear, to the nuances of debate,
Yeah.
to the power of a well-placed pause.
It's true. But you mentioned something earlier
I did.
about public speaking skills being valuable beyond the stage or the podium.
I did. Can you elaborate on that a bit more?
Absolutely. Think about it.
Okay.
Every interaction we have,
Yeah.
from a casual conversation to a high-stakes negotiation, it involves communication.
True.
And the principles we've discussed today,
Yeah.
clarity, confidence, authenticity, active listening.
Yeah.
Those are essential for navigating those interactions effectively.
So it's not just about giving formal presentations.
Yeah.
It's about being a more confident and effective communicator in every aspect of our lives.
Precisely. Whether you're pitching an idea to your boss, comforting a friend, or simply sharing your thoughts at a dinner party.
Okay.
The skills you develop through public speaking can empower you to connect more deeply, express yourself more clearly, and ultimately have a more positive impact on the world around you.
Wow.
I think it's time for another break.
Okay.
To allow our listener to fully absorb these insights.
That sounds like a plan. We'll be right back to wrap things up and leave you with some final words of wisdom on your journey to becoming a more confident and impactful speaker.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. We're back for the final part of our deep dive into public speaking. We covered a lot in the first two parts.
We did.
We talked about everything from conquering those pre-speech jitters to crafting a compelling message to mastering the art of delivery. Now, I'm curious about something you mentioned earlier.
Okay.
You said that public speaking skills can be valuable in everyday life beyond formal presentations.
Right. It's not just about standing on a stage
Yeah.
and delivering a perfectly rehearsed speech.
Okay.
It's about being a more confident and effective communicator in every aspect of your life.
So,
Well, think about it.
Okay.
Every interaction we have, from a casual conversation to a high-stakes negotiation, it involves communication.
True.
And those principles we've been talking about, clarity, confidence, authenticity, active listening, those are essential for navigating those interactions effectively.
So it's really about learning to communicate better in all areas of our lives.
Exactly. Whether you're pitching an idea to your boss, comforting a friend, or just sharing your thoughts at a dinner party, the skills you develop through public speaking can empower you to connect more deeply, express yourself more clearly, and ultimately have a more positive impact on the world around you.
That's powerful.
Yeah,
It's like public speaking is training for better living.
I like that. It's about stepping into your power as a communicator and using your voice to make a difference no matter how big or small your audience is.
This has been so insightful.
I'm glad.
But it feels like we've only just scratched the surface of this whole topic.
Yeah, there's always more to learn.
Right. There's the nuances of persuasion, the art of using humor effectively, the challenges of virtual presentations.
You're right. There's so much more to explore.
But that's the beauty of it.
What is?
It's a journey, not a destination.
Yeah.
Every conversation, every presentation, every interaction is a chance to practice and grow.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like we're all works in progress, constantly honing our communication skills.
We are.
So for our listener out there, here's the takeaway.
Okay.
Embrace the challenge. Seek out opportunities to practice.
Yeah.
And never underestimate the power of your voice.
You have something valuable to share with the world.
We all do.
And public speaking can be your megaphone.
Love that. Now remember,
Yes.
confidence isn't the absence of fear.
It's not.
It's the courage to speak even when you are afraid.
You got it. So go out there.
Yes.
Find your voice and let your words change the world.
That's a wrap on another deep dive.
Until next time.
Until next time.
Stay curious, keep learning, and keep those conversations flowing.